Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. So as you can see in this video, I'm not in front of my desk because really I didn't have the time to shoot it right in front of my desk, and I was running and I had some ideas about productivity which I've been reading about over the past few weeks. So I thought I might as well make an entire video right here in a different setting. And in this video, I wanted to talk about the 3 things that I've learned about productivity as I've started to read a few books even about productivity and a few blog posts by Tiago Forte mostly. And a few notions about productivity have really changed over the past few weeks. So I just wanted to share that because that's been really meaningful and valuable. The first thing that I've learned about productivity is that it's not a collection of tips and tricks, which is what Tiago Forte really says in his book, Design Your Work. And he says that thinking about productivity like a collection of tips and tricks is like trying to accumulate wealth by looking at or thinking about money saving tips, which is not really how wealth accumulation works. This idea really struck me because he continues to say that productivity is more than just a bunch of tweaks or hacks that you can incorporate in your workflow. Rather, it's like a lifestyle, and it's a meaningful collection of habits, routines, and so on and so forth, which really do justice to the truest sense of productivity. The second thing that I've really learned about productivity as a whole is that one of the main problems with productivity is that it's not quantified, which means that it's really easy to fall into the trap of thinking that you're productive when you're actually not. And Tiago Forte in his book, Design Your Work, continues to say that to be really productive, we have to have some sort of a clear metric in terms of how we really define our personal productivity. Do we define it in terms of how much work do we get done in a certain amount of time, or do we define it in some other meaningful way? And I really think that having this clear, quantifiable definition of productivity will really take a lot of fluff out of whenever we are trying to be productive, because it will give us a clear, data-driven, if I can use that buzzword, way of measuring our productivity levels, which oftentimes is not meaningfully measured. So that was the second thing that I learned. And the final thing that I've mostly learned is that the entire notion of being productive cannot be achieved in isolation. So you can't be productive in a certain amount of time, let's say for your work hours, and be unproductive after that. And this is an extrapolation of the idea of the habit graph that Tiago Forte again has in his book, Design Your Work. And he says that the habit graph is essentially the idea of you trying to build not one habit, but a lifestyle of habits in tandem. So he says that if you are to wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning and you aren't able to do that, the problem is not just fixing that you're not being able to wake up at 7 a.m. The problem is the entire day, which means that you have to sleep early, you have to get work done early. So if you actually try to construct this chain of habits, you'll come to realize that you didn't wake up at 7 because you didn't sleep at, let's say, 12. And you didn't sleep at 12 because your work was too much that it prevented you from sleeping that early. And why was the work not as productive? Well, because you didn't have that much energy or that much productivity in the entire day to get that much amount of work done in a less amount of time, and so on and so forth. So really, I can extrapolate this entire notion of being productive and take it away from its isolated sense, wherein you're productive only during certain hours a day. It really makes sense to me because then you're really thinking about productivity from a holistic standpoint, which is what is really the meaning of productivity. And that's what I really learned. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. It was a quick casual video that I just wanted to do because I just want to be consistent on posting on YouTube, because eventually that habit of consistency is what will lead to more and more content, which will also scale with the quality, something that I've covered in a previous video also. And also I just wanted to put this gimbal to use. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and please let me know how you found this and what sort of version you like more, and I'd love to work on that too. Thank you.